I am here with Hart, nuclear engineer. And Jachia, can you tell me about your current position?
Sure. Right now, I'm the Chief Science Officer for National and Homeland Security at Idaho National Laboratory.
Ooh,
Yes.
very cool. And what drew you to nuclear engineering?
So what drew me to nuclear engineering, I was in undergraduate, and I was an engineering major, wasn't really sure what I wanted to do. I had an opportunity to go underway on a submarine. I was in Navy ROTC, and I went into the sub, and here were two big missile silos, and I was, asking about what was in there, and they said, oh, there's nuclear missiles potentially that could go in there, or other ballistic missiles. And they also mentioned that there was a nuclear reactor powering the boat, and I just thought that was really cool and really dangerous. And so I asked, who are the people who make sure we're using this correctly, because this can go very wrong? And they said, oh, that's a nuclear engineer. And so I was not switching my major again, because I was on my third major in undergrad, as happened. So I ended up applying for graduate school at the University of Illinois, specifically in nuclear engineering, to work with a professor who really covered the nuclear engineering, non-proliferation, and national security space.
Wow, that is awesome. Now, what is your favorite thing about nuclear energy?
Really, it's that, it's kind of the Spider-Man aspect of nuclear engineering. With great power comes great responsibility. And everything that exists in our world can be used for good or can be used for bad. And we need stewards to make sure that we're using it efficiently. I mean, when you think about nuclear, it can be used in a lot of different ways. It can be used to treat cancer, it can be used to grow crops, it can be used to power, and it can also be used to destroy.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, being an expert in this field, I'm sure you have the answers to the questions that most common people have about nuclear. So tell me, is nuclear power environmentally friendly?
Well, that is a loaded question, first of all. Here's this. Environmentally friendly in saying that it's non-carbon emission, yes. Environmentally friendly from the point of view that energy density means when you have nuclear waste, there's less of it. So when you think about landfills and carbon pollution, I would say, kind of looking at that, it is more environmentally friendly.
Absolutely. So what about the waste? What do they do with it? Is it dangerous?
You're using all these qualifying words, Kirsten. So dangerous is everything is dangerous. We use fire. Fire is dangerous. Right?
Absolutely.
We use cars regularly. They're dangerous. They're very dangerous. Mm-hmm. So it's relative, I would say, the danger. Do we need to regulate it and control it in a safe manner? Yes. Can we do that? Of course. So we just need to make sure that we communicate that to people, that it can be done safely, it can be done efficiently, and it's not dangerous, but it needs to be managed and controlled, just like everything else, right? Imagine cars with no traffic lights. Infinitely more dangerous, right?
Very, very dangerous, yeah. Now, has nuclear waste ever resulted in the death of a single person, as far as you're aware?
Not as far as I am aware of. There's hazards, again, to everything that we do in life. Your waste that you have in your trash can could kill you. I mean, so in my line of work, we always have to consider the worst case scenario. We call it the Godzilla scenario, that, your waste could turn, morph into a monster and come out of the ocean and, swallow everybody else up. And I know that's a far-fetched idea, but I don't know anybody who's died from nuclear waste. There is, with radiological material, an inherent natural kind of radiation and causes that can harm you. But again, in life, we do a lot of things that can harm us, like driving, like flying. There's increased radiation exposure there.
Yeah.
So again, it's relative.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I mean, as far as the World Health Organization is concerned, no single person has died from the waste.
Well, I'm glad to know I agree with the World Health Organization.
Yes.
I don't want to be on the wrong side of that.
And now nuclear in other areas, in terms of like worker safety, it is also much safer than other sources of energy, correct?
Yes. So the example that I often give is that you actually get more radiation from living next to a coal plant, because it's emitting, than you do with a nuclear power plant.
Mm-hmm. Now, the subject everyone is curious about, but few might actually come and ask you, your time on Survivor. What were others' reactions like when you told them that you were a nuclear engineer?
Well, on Survivor, I was on the Brains tribe.
Oh.
So we were all very smart. There was a chess player, there was a poker player, there was a president of an MLB team who was a lawyer, 2 lawyers, of course the lawyers speak in there, an accountant. So I told them I was an engineer. I didn't say nuclear engineer. So I fit right in, and they had bigger things to worry about on the island, like, sleeping and eating. So they weren't really that concerned.
Awesome. And what was that like, just generally speaking?
Survival was a very interesting experience. If anybody knows me, I'm not very outdoorsy at all. So I just kind of accepted it on a whim. I thought it would be an adventure, and it was. And I'm always trying to gain exposure for our field. I don't mind being in front of a camera, clearly. I love to talk. So it was, just an opportunity, and I'm a big person. I like to say yes if I can.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time here, Tatia. It was lovely to talk to you, and I'm excited to see you throughout the rest of this conference.
Yes, thank you for your time. I appreciate it.